Whew.
Oh, yeah. Live on Twitch.
Yay.
And yeah, seems good. I'll check the audio real quick.
Why would you do that?
Well,
We start with a disclaimer about that.
yes.
Yeah, no, we always.
I just want to make sure
yeah.
they're. I didn't want to check if it's good audio. I want to check if it's just
okay,
audio.
okay.
If it's audible.
If it exists. Okay, I
Mhm.
see.
Okay. Yep. There's audio. Congrats, everybody. Here we go. You guys ready?
Ready.
Welcome to Home by a Drunk by 10. This is a 5-bagger, which is where one of us watches a movie 5 times in 5 days, and 3 probably watch it once. Today's movie is The Warriors, an action crime thriller released in 1979 at 1 hour and 32 minutes long. This is Mel, Mike, and I'm your top editor, Brian. We apologize in advance for any audio, video, and content quality questions you may have. Cheers.
Whew. Cheers, guys.
That was good.
Mm.
I haven't had a
I will say, Brian, that was one of the best 5-bagger intros we have done in a while. You did it. It was very coherent,
Uh-huh.
and you sped along well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the last time I don't remember who did it last time. I think it was Mike.
Yep.
God, it was fucking long, Mike.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
remember
because I
that one.
purposely slowed down at the end.
Well, here's the thing, Mel. You weren't here when we were waiting for you. I did actually a couple of practice runs.
Yeah, I thought for sure you were gonna fuck with us.
I totally fucked it up every single time. Like the first or second line in. This one, I
Yep.
nailed it, except for the very last part. We apologize in
Slow down a
advance
Yeah.
for the audio, video, and quality or and content quality. I said something a little bit different, but it worked out fine. So anyway,
Yeah, that's
Warriors.
The cadence and the pace was awesome.
Thank you.
This time around. So
I felt pretty good about it. Swing
Good
bada
job.
bada. Thank you. So this is The Warriors, as I said, which is a fairly short movie. You did good with that.
How long
thank
was
you.
it? Like an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
It was exactly an hour and a half, man.
Oh, was it?
Well,
Oh, okay.
an hour and
Yeah.
32 minutes long according to IMDb.
Okay.
But we won't pick nits.
Ooh.
Which is 4 minutes shorter than last
Excuse
movie, Stagecoach.
Oh, really?
This was shorter than Stagecoach?
Yeah. Really?
That surprises me.
Mm.
I don't mean anything quality-wise on either of those movies, but that surprises me.
Yeah, earlier in the week I
Wow.
sent Mike a message about not a reflection of the quality of the movie or anything, but it was a real struggle for me to finish this movie because I had so much happening this week at home that this actually
Sure.
took me like 3 days to watch.
Sure.
I watched it in one go.
That's pretty nice.
Well, I mean, in these times, it's quite hard these past few weeks. It's been rough.
it's
for
been
sure,
it's
or
been
in
a
my
tough
end.
week around here.
Yeah.
But I did watch it. I did finish it, and I'm the first one to talk about it. So I'll just I forgot to bring up my notes, but there they are. And I will say 2 things. I did not enjoy most of this movie. I really disliked it a lot of the time. However, when I finished it, I felt like I liked it more at the end than I expected throughout. If you know what I mean. Like I was just like, yeah, I was real down on lots of parts of it as I was watching it, but at the end I felt like, oh, okay, I'm kind of glad I watched that. It was not as bad of an experience as I thought I was having. I guess.
Were
No,
you coming into the
I
movie?
totally understand.
I was curious. Were you coming into the movie expecting a bad experience?
No, I came into the movie. I had no idea anything about this movie except the come out and play part. That's like I didn't know anything about the story. I know that there was a video game made by Rockstar. I never played it. I didn't know anything coming into this, and I really liked the visuals out of the gate. Like the whole intro sequence with the trains, I thought was beautiful, and like the train stations, and shot for shot throughout this whole movie, I think they were breathtaking at times. Like they were very stark scenes, and very interesting uses of color, like in the subway stations and all these different places. I thought the visual style of a lot of it was great, except when it came to anything remotely connected to costume design, let's say. That visual style, that visual
This is where I
style
wanted to get into it.
was ridiculous, start to finish.
Give us some specifics, Beegs. Like
The roller skating guy with the overalls and the rugby shirt.
So like, hold on, real quick. You were saying earlier, like the only things you knew. I knew nothing about this movie. It's the same. The Warriors come out and play and I had, for whatever reason, I had seen the part where he's like roller skating back and forth down like that like incline or decline thing. I don't know where I saw that somewhere. And
Okay.
those
like
are the only two things I've known about this whole movie.
Mike, was that like a trailer? I don't know, because I've never seen any trailers or anything with this movie.
No, I don't know where I saw it. I know I saw that one part where that guy is roller skating down the little incline there. And I was just like, what the hell is the Warriors about? And I never looked it up. I had no idea until we watched. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Go on, Beegs.
Yeah, no. So I really liked even like the goofiness of the gangs was just ridiculous to begin with. I don't know if that's how actually things were like in the 70s in New York City, if people wore matching outfits everywhere they went. I don't know. I did learn that you could get a Warriors leather vest for somewhere between $65 and $110.
That's fucking awesome.
So you can dress like the Warriors.
That's all grab one.
I thought you're gonna pass.
Yeah.
All right. Well, more for us, I guess. Yeah. So that whole thing, the gangs matching styles, was just ludicrous the whole way through.
I might just go for an Orphans green T-shirt. Probably a little cheaper.
With the wood block print behind on the back of their T-shirts, like that says orphans on it. Oh, it's funny.
Oh yeah, yeah. So okay, this movie is based on a novel, which is based on a very ancient. Is it Greek?
Like,
maybe Mel knows. Greek story.
Yeah, Greek story.
I don't remember.
Which is, I think that's interesting. I would like to actually learn more about that original story that it's based on. But some of the names, like the leader of the Warriors, what's his name? Cleon.
Yeah.
Like his name
Cleon,
his name comes from that original story and stuff like that.
Cyrus also comes from that.
Sure.
Well,
yeah.
Swan, Ajax. I mean.
Oh yeah, Ajax. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was quite interesting. There's a couple of things that have aged worse than the costume design, and those are some of the lines said in this movie. Particularly a few F-bombs.
Three of them.
Yep, specifically 3 of them, yeah. There's also...
The same character.
Oh, is it always the same character?
It's by Ajax, yes.
Oh, I didn't realize it was the same character every time.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make it any better, but still.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, well, maybe it does.
But
Maybe they're trying to say that one character.
And then there's a term that was repeated a couple of times, which I have never heard before. I'm curious if you guys have, and it is japped.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
They did
And
say
that
that.
was
I don't even know what that
Yeah.
means.
I don't either.
I actually looked it up and I was like, wow, like that was a thing in the 70s too, 60s and 70s.
Do
Like,
you have a definition? Not to
Yeah, so
not.
what-
I mean,
yeah, well, it refers to Pearl Harbor.
okay, so it's like surprise attacked or
A
something.
surprise attack. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
And I was like, wow, like, and it was accepted. That was
Sure.
crazy. That when I found that out, you can look it up in the Urban Dictionary. It was accepted in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I was
not
like, wow.
particularly surprising. But yeah, I had never
Yeah,
heard it myself.
The book was written in 65.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that would make sense. 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Deeks, were you thrown off by when one of the characters said that? Like I don't know. Were you thrown off?
Which one? The J one or the F
The
one?
J word. The J word. The J word.
No,
Yeah.
okay, so I didn't know what it meant. I was surprised to hear it, of course. I didn't know what it meant specifically, but from context, I could kind of guess, of course, what he meant.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of it,
Yeah.
of course, but yeah, I could kind of guess what he was getting at least.
Right.
It wasn't like I was like, oh God, I've totally lost the plot because I don't know this one word. It wasn't like that. It was just something I had never come across before.
Right. Like,
Um,
it didn't cause you both the F word or the J word. It didn't cause you to like I want to stop watching this movie. Like
Oh, no,
like, just
definitely
stop
not.
that also.
No.
I mean,
Like-
it's if it were a movie made now with people using that hateful language,
Yeah.
you know, I would probably more likely turn it off. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's a time capsule. So I don't agree with the use, and you know, I wasn't around then exactly, so I don't know if I would have used it at the time, but I definitely would not use them now.
Yeah, same thing. Like if it's in a movie where I don't know if even that's like acceptable language, but like yeah, like if it was a modern movie, like definitely I'd like, I don't know if I need to watch the rest of this, but
Mhm.
because of, it's what was it 79?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I don't know. Yeah, people use that word. Both of those apparently
Mhm.
Yeah.
pretty commonly. So
Which also I thought it was. I mean, it has a very 70s aesthetic too, and so it is very homoerotic to me, with so much skin and so much musculature and young boys fighting and stuff like that. I thought it was especially those F-bombs were
See,
a little
weird,
bit
yeah.
a little bit out of place, particularly. But I don't know who the target audience was. So, okay, who knows?
Well, I mean, it was considered I'm guessing it was like a rated R film, right?
Oh, I
Would it be?
I would guess. Well,
If the
I don't know if there
parental
was a
ratings were-
rating system.
Yeah, I don't
at
even
the
know if there was a
time.
rating.
that's what I was gonna say. If there was a rating back then, I would imagine that's a rated R film. I guess I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think
This
there's
is gonna
anything
be
beyond
crazy.
PG-13.
Very much.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, the F bombs and the other F bomb was used a lot.
Oh, was it?
What? Oh, I don't know. Okay, I guess I don't remember that.
I guess we're just so used to it.
Because like there's no right, like there's
Hmm.
no nudity, there's no blood. Like, well, one guy
a
gets
little
hit
bit
by
of
a
blood.
train,
Well, does he?
but you don't really see, like, you don't see it, right? So I don't know. Could this have been like a PG-13?
I don't know.
I mean, the language was quite strong. It's
But I guess, yeah,
not
again, if
language
they
that
did
your
say
teenager
they did say
should
fuck
be
a bunch
listening
of times, then yeah, it
They
would.
do. Yeah.
Mhm.
Then yeah, definitely it would be R.
But yeah,
Yeah, rated R for violence and language. Apparently.
Yeah.
Maybe retroactively. I don't know. Anyway, so getting on to the rest of my notes here. The orphans. So my favorite part in this whole movie is the dude, when they're like, oh, we don't know who the fucking orphans are or whatever, he like takes out a newspaper clipping
Yes.
And like at that moment, I was like, "Wait a minute, is this movie actually a comedy? If it is, I think I might be starting to get into this." But no, unfortunately, it wasn't. But
It's
just the
not.
fact that he had a newspaper clipping about how badass the orphans
Yeah,
just
that part
cracked
was
me up.
so funny.
It felt like comic relief to me. Like,
Uh-huh.
but
Yeah.
The orphans
but
entirely
I'm
were.
so
Exactly, yeah.
glad it worked. I'm so glad it worked for you guys because I was like, what the fuck? Who
Mhm.
carries around a newspaper to gloat their vandalism and their
Yeah.
their
Yep.
Look how badass we are. We made it in the
gang
newspaper.
points.
Uh-huh.
And like yeah, and you see them. They're like trying to react. They're reading the newspaper, like, okay.
Okay. Yeah, here's the newspaper I've never heard of. Talking about a gang I've never heard of.
So glad you brought that up.
Mhm. And then at this point, I started to wish that this was a musical. Because if it were a musical, it would have made a lot more sense to me. The gang's outfits and everything, and just like it just would have fit that whole thing better. And I would have loved to see more dance fighting. Which
You're getting dangerously close to West Side Story now.
West Side
That's
Story.
what I'm saying.
I was just gonna say that.
I
You
think
wanna
this.
talk about a long movie. West Side
Yeah,
Story.
are you a West Side Story fan, man? You should hang out with my mom.
Never seen it and probably never will. But no.
It's good. The music is good. It's Romeo and Juliet. It's a good movie.
But see, I think I don't want West Side Story. I want this to be a musical.
Sure. Yeah, no, I had the same thought. I was like, this could easily be like a weird Rocky Horror Picture Show, like musical, like type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Then we get to a great group of guys wearing clown makeup and wielding baseball bats.
That's
Yeah.
I'm gonna break
Baseball
this up
Furies
as well.
That's what they're called. Yeah.
Yeah, the baseball furies, not furries, furies.
Furies. Yeah. Not the furries, no.
Then,
yeah, there were no furries. If they remade it, there would be.
Sure. So also another problem I have with this movie is just everybody's just a dick. Just like everybody's so like okay. So when I was taking screenshots, I had to watch back through parts of it, like the beginning and stuff, and just all the acting is so bad. It makes porn actors look good. Their acting, their delivery of their lines is so stilted. And like they just start with like just a mean mug face on, and they say and just like over and over and over, and like everybody's just the worst to each other and all of the time, and it
the
sucks.
very beginning, the opening shots you were saying like look so good,
Mhm.
like when they're going through but it's also interspersed with those weird like just back of someone's head, one person giving a horribly said line, and
no man, we can't bring any guns with us or whatever. No packing heat.
Yeah, like it's that stuff is so bad.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Then my notes kind of peter out. I got the roller skates are so scary. I really liked a lot of the camera shots of the movie. The sound design. Oh, the sound design of this movie. So I really liked like the atmospheric sounds of this movie, like when they're out on the streets at night and it's quiet and there's not a lot happening around.
Yeah.
Like those sounds I thought was really good. Anything that involved any sort of action sounded terrible, like the fight in the bathroom and the fight in the park, like the clunk of the bats hitting something, sounded just ridiculous every time.
Yeah, I don't know the composer or the sound. I forgot his name, Alex something Van Horn or whatever. But I guess I found out later on the guy who did the soundtrack and the sound design. He's like a really famous B horror movie soundtrack guy.
Sure.
Like he's done like Poltergeist, I guess, and like one of the Fridays. Like he does a lot of like horror movies, but I guess in the B movie scene, I don't know what you call those type of fans. B movie fans. Anyways,
you call them
like,
Bs.
he's quite well known for his soundtracks.
Well, so the soundtrack
I
I
have
think
no
is,
idea.
is different. I'm talking about the sound of like the actual like
Oh yeah,
street sound, background sounds.
yes, that's what I mean. Like the sound design, and he did also the soundtrack as well.
Well, like I like the atmospheric sound was good. The actual like action sounds were terrible. But
Yeah.
also the movie when they're getting chased by the baseball guys, that song kicked ass.
That's Joe Walsh.
The guy,
Yeah, well, Joe
wait.
Walsh was also was at the end. That's his song.
Joe Walsh from the Eagles. He wrote.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that song, like
that's a song.
I have that in my note as well. I was like, this song is very Joe Walsh.
Uh-huh.
That baseball chase scene.
That song rips is what I wrote.
Yeah, it's good. I forget. Yeah. I looked up the name. Like it's like in the city or something about the city.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
It's a good song.
Uh-huh.
Oh, go ahead, Beeks.
No, I was gonna say I think that's about it for my notes.
I was just gonna add on that baseball Fury's chase scene that totally reminded me of like Enter the Dragon when like Bruce Lee was like going into like the dungeon and fighting all those like martial artists. Have you guys seen Enter the Dragon? I'm not sure.
Yes, it's been a long time, but yes.
So yeah, there's a scene where like Bruce Lee like was doing some espionage stuff and then walking into a dungeon and showing off his nunchuck skills. I felt like the music of the baseball chase scene was exactly like that scene, even though Enter the Dragon was 1973. But yeah, that's what I thought.
I went a completely different way, and when I was watching and listening to it, I was like, if you switch this out for some like clarinet jazz and speed this up a little bit, this could easily be one of those like sleeper, what's his name? Woody Allen, like comedy slapsticky looking. It just sped up the film a little bit. They got a little bit wackier. It's like it's better the way they did it, obviously. But yeah. All right, it's my turn.
Yep.
I don't have a ton else to add. I feel like you hit a lot of the same stuff I was going to bring up, Ryan.
Sure.
Let's see. I guess I can say as is my common thing to do, I like to read the books.
I meant to ask you if you had read the book of this.
I read some of it.
Oh.
Okay.
It's bad. I don't know. I hate the way it's written.
Okay.
It's just I don't know. I don't really know. You'd have to like read it yourself, but I hate the way it's written. Like instead of like, I guess one thing I'll say is instead of writing out or like like having like a conversation, it'll just say like, Cyrus talked to whoever and they decided to do this, instead of like having like the back and forth of the actual like reading the actual conversation, which just I don't know, it's weird. And like no one has like all the characters don't have like names. They're like all like the general and the good king, and like no one has like no one is named Cyrus. Like they all have like
right.
Like it's like one of them it's really hard to read to me. So I stopped.
I get what you're Mike, I get what you're saying. Like with like writing 101, you should always you should always show it, not tell it. Like it sounds like what this writer was doing a lot of like exposition, just like what you're saying from this book.
Yeah, like there's a lot of description, and like you don't really get to like there's a ton of characters, and you don't know any of them because they're just like a name and then like nothing. Because like he has like there's no depth to any of the characters at all, so I stopped reading. But the reason all of the gangs are so crazy, even like I only read probably I don't even think I got halfway through the book, but the descriptions of like there's less gangs, but the descriptions are crazy. Like
Okay.
The gang in the book isn't called the war. The book is called the Warriors. The gang in the book is they're called something else. I forget what they're called. They're not called the Warriors, but like everybody has like a uniform. But like the main gang wears like straw hats and like black pants that are too tight and like boots. Like every gang has like these really weird long descriptions of what like their uniform is, and they're all like crazy. So yeah, so I could see why all of the gangs in the movie have like real kind of odd
were they called the Dominators?
Yes, yeah, the Dominators, yeah.
Cody Island Dominators.
Yes, the Dominators. That's the gang. But yeah, so I could see where like the weird gangs, all of their like weird clothes choice, I think came from the book because they all have very odd choices. And there's multiple gangs with straw hats, for example.
No,
which
I'm
is
serious.
weird.
I actually wrote that down, Mike. I actually wrote that down. There's a lot of like amazingly fashionable hats in this movie. Like the straw Panama hats, like a fucking fedora hat, like the fedora purple hats. Like there's a lot of like weird hats in this movie.
I think all of that like the costume design I think came straight from the book. Like, oh hey, we got to come up with a bunch of weird gangs that have weird outfits.
Yeah.
Except for like I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I guess like the antagonist, the rival gang, the Rogues. They're the most nondescript, just like blah, nothing gang out of all of them. Like I guess the Warriors are also kind of bland.
They've got matching vests, man.
Yes. Okay. The Warriors have matching vests. And
it says Warriors right on the back.
The Rogues have.
What? They have similar hats, I think, except for the main guy.
Yeah. Did you notice who the main guy is?
His name is Luther. But no, not in terms of actors. That's part of my thing. I did not know any of these people except for Deborah Winger.
I recognize quite a few of them, but specifically the main rogue guy, he is Jerry from Twin Peaks.
Oh, yes, yeah.
He's his like shorter, younger brother.
Right.
The hotel owner. Yeah, that's same actor.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a great voice for the famous quote, "The Warriors come out and play."
But so the book I couldn't finish. I'm not going to go back to it. I don't like it.
I'm not going to make you.
I thought, because like I said, I didn't see them. I knew nothing about the story. But when all the warriors end up and meet in a graveyard, I was like, oh shit, are they all gonna die? Is that how this is gonna end up? Like I was like, oh shit, is this crazy foreshadowing?
Also, how about I was just thinking about this. Their fucking hiding in the graveyard was absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
How did the police not just? Oh, there they are. They're right there. I see them all.
Yeah.
But one guy was perched on top of the tablet stone.
Yes.
Looking where the train is.
Yeah. And the other guy just laying down, just sitting in the middle of the field. What?
Oh, I will say one thing that I did like from the book more than the movie was that the book starts in the graveyard and then goes back to before. It starts in the graveyard and they're all like running and they're like, okay, we got to get home. And then it goes back to before them heading to the meeting. So it's kind of like, I kind of like that setup of like, what the hell is happening? And then just go to like way earlier in the day. So like
Right.
I like
But
that.
Mike, that makes much more sense why the film started the way it did with all these face-to-face dialogues within the gang. Like they're trying to set up an introduction of like why are they going to the Bronx to go to this conclave. So that makes much more sense. I would probably prefer the books way better than what
Yeah,
they did.
I thought that was an interesting setup, or a better setup to this
Yeah.
to me.
Huh.
Let's see. Only a couple other things. I liked that as they would. Okay. So I guess this is again back to the book. The way that the gangs know to go to the meeting is because they hear a Beatles song on the radio, and like the intro, like the way the DJ intros the song, all the gangs are like, "Oh, there's going to be a meeting, so we need to go." So that's what that. I guess that's what that lady with the DJ.
The DJ, yeah.
Yeah, like as she's talking like through the movie. But I don't know if you noticed this, like as they get past more of the gangs, like the like dials would stop moving. Like at the beginning, all of the dials were moving as she was talking, and as it went through the movie, some of them stopped moving. Like as they would get past some of the gangs, like back towards home. I thought that was a cool touch.
Interesting. Interesting. I didn't realize
that. She is also famous. Do you guys recognize her?
No, I didn't.
No. She's got a great voice.
Yes, she does. She's been in a ton of shit. But let's say most famous for. She's been on. Oh, she was on. I think probably the place I recognized her the most from was the Cosby Show or Cosby. But she's also been. She was the host of Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? The TV.
No shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
she was the chief.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
The 80s one, right? The
Yeah.
90s one, right?
90s, yeah.
Yeah. 90s one, yeah. What? Huh. That's pretty sick.
Yeah. But she's on the Cosby Show. She was on Cosby. She was on that. She was on tons of shit. Hunter.
I wonder. I would bet that's why I recognized her voice is from
Where in the World.
Great voice.
I bet as well.
I would bet.
I just love the way she says, "Hey, all you boppers." I just love the way she said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she was on a ton of shit. Like as soon as I heard her come on, I was like, I fucking know that voice. But yeah, I bet it's probably from Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego also.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's a cool little fun fact that I didn't know. Yeah.
I think I only got two more things to say.
Okay.
One was at some point they're walking from from track to track, and they walk by a store that just is called the Subway Shop for Women.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That was when the main guy was walking in just before he got attacked by the roller derby guy.
Yes, right before the roller skates. It's the Subway Shop for Women.
Women.
Okay, cool.
I want to know what they sell.
That just
like
cracked
an inside joke, like within the crew. I'm that's what I'm thinking.
I don't like it made me laugh. It's like, what do they sell exactly? And yeah, what was the other? Oh yeah, I felt it was like so on the nose of like the haves and the have-nots when they were on the subway home, and like I assume they're coming home from like a wedding or something, that the two couples that get on the subway and then get off immediately at the next station. Just like that whole scene, I was just like, why is this in here?
Mm.
It just
Yeah.
seemed out of place to me. Like for the rest of the movie, and then just this one scene of like, yeah, these are the poor kids, these are the rich kids. Bye. Like it was just so like just like, hey, we're gonna drop in and just so you didn't get it.
Yeah, it was the only scene that showed a sense of like recognizing classism, pretty
Yeah.
much. In the
Like
whole
it
movie.
wasn't.
Yeah.
And maybe that becomes part of the book. I don't know, but like
Mm.
yeah, like it just seemed weird. Like that was not something that the movie had brought up like at all.
Mhm.
Mm.
Oh yeah, the other I forgot. This is at the beginning of my notes. That it's interesting how like there were like clearly like this is the white gang, this is the black gang, but then there were also a
Mm.
bunch of like this is the interracial gangs here.
Mhm.
Like they've got all kinds of races in this like, but yeah, I thought that was interesting that they went.
Well, what's also interesting, according to the Wikipedia page about the book, is that the Coney Island Dominators were an African American Hispanic gang.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But in the
Biggs, for
movie, it's
Yeah,
the leader is African American, but he's killed right, or probably killed right
Yeah.
away, right?
Yeah.
And then the two white dudes are there to take over, which is interesting.
hmm yeah. You're right. I should have brought that up. Yes, the Dominators are not a mostly white.
Thank
gang.
you.
Mhm.
Thank you for mentioning that, Biggs, because
Mhm.
I mean
Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm done.
it perfectly segues to me. 'Cause,
So wait, one
that
second.
was the first thing.
Mel,
for
have
me.
you read the book?
No,
Okay.
no. My only references of this movie was well, the first one is that what you mentioned, Biggs, was the video game. I guess it was like PlayStation. Was it? I don't know.
I'm guessing PlayStation 2.
And I was gonna say PlayStation.
Yeah, it was
2,
definitely
but I
like
never played.
PlayStation 1 or 2, and the other ones, and as I told you guys beforehand, like there was a lot of like 80s and 90s hardcore bands that I got introduced to that used a lot of samples of this movie, and the first one that I
Oh yeah,
remember
I forgot. Can You Dig It is also
Can You Dig It was one. And the other one, of course, everyone knows the Warriors come out and play. But the one that really struck a chord with me was in one hardcore EP that I listened to when I was a kid, was the one where the orphan guy said, "You see what you get, Warriors? We're gonna rain on you. You see what you get, Warriors?" And then it just starts into their song. And I remember that because like that's like one of my favorite New York hardcore bands, and in one of their album EPs, that's how the song started, where it just goes, "You see what you get, Warriors? We're gonna rain on you," and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And I was like, "Whoa, where did that quote come from?" And so I mean, I just listened to that, and I always thought about when I heard that while watching this movie, it just brought back a lot of memories of me, getting into the hardcore scene back in the day.
The quote did.
Yeah, there was so many bands quoted this movie.
Sorry, Mel.
And
have you seen this movie before? I forgot.
Never.
No, this is the first time you've seen it too. Okay.
So, like, but yeah, like my older friends would always talk about this movie, like that were in the scene. And I just never, I don't know, I guess I just never was interested about watching this film until recently. I just felt like I started thinking about this movie. And so I just wanted to watch it and just kind of see what people were like raving about. And was it you, Biggs, or was it Mike? But I think Mike, you mentioned that like you noticed it's mostly white actors in the film.
Mostly
or the main actors.
The main
actually,
yeah, the Warriors.
The director actually really wanted to stay true to the book and make it all black or Hispanic for the gang, for the Warriors gang. However, Hollywood said, quote unquote, for commercial reasons, they're not going to fly with that, and so they had to choose those actors. And I maybe you guys didn't talk about it, but did you guys know the main actors of this film?
No.
I felt like I
Swan
recognized quite a few of them,
or
but I
Ajax?
don't know who any of them are.
Okay,
I definitely felt like I recognized.
No, I recognized the DJ and the come out and play guy. That was
Okay,
probably
'cause-
it.
So maybe it was a generational thing. Like, I wonder if these actors were quite popular back in the day in the 70s. I'm not sure. I really don't know.
I don't think so.
I'm guessing no.
I don't think there's
I mean,
anyone.
it seemed to be a fairly low budget movie.
Right.
Maybe
But
some of them
they-
became famous afterwards, but I don't think
But
many
the
of them
interesting
came
thing
into
that
it
you guys didn't mention,
famous.
the interesting thing you guys didn't mention is that they wanted Tony Danza.
Oh,
To be
They
who?
wanted Tony Danza, but he rejected it because he was starting Taxi.
hell yeah!
So can you imagine? Tony
So was he
Danza in
supposed to be the
lead
lead?
role? I think he was supposed to be the lead role,
Yeah.
or one of the yeah. So I thought about when I learned about that, I was like, I wonder what if Tony Danza led the Warriors? Like, I just thought that would be hilarious.
could
Who's
see
the
that.
boss dude? You know?
Yeah, he's a New Yorker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Angela,
Right.
you fucking whore.
So I came into this movie with very low expectations because I knew, like, okay, maybe this is just a straight up like campy film or a cult film that, you know, only a specific few people like. But then when I watched it, and I fucking love it because I know these places. I know where they are going through, like the locations where they filmed it. And I just enjoyed it because the way I saw this film, it's a very stylized film. It reminds me of like a freaking comic book or a graphic novel of just
Yeah.
really over the top, like gangsters. Like, come on, like you got like just even the names of the gangs that they have. Like, I wrote down the names, like the Moon Runners, the Turnbull ACs, the Gramercy Riffs. That's like the main head gang in the Bronx,
Yeah.
right? And but like even the wordplay with Lizzie's, like the all women gang, the Lizzie's, like very close to, yeah. So it was pretty cool to see that. I thought, yes, the camera work was awesome. Yeah, didn't care really much about like the acting so much, but
Oh, it's
was
probably
like
because it's bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
However, I don't, you know, I never lived in the 70s or the 60s, but in New York at that time, the gang violence was pretty bad, and I remember my uncles and my cousins telling me, like, during that time in New York, like the gangs ruled it, like, and so I felt that there was some message that this movie was really meant for that audience, the people. I think there's a lot of negative image of gangs at that time, and this movie, not per se did a West Side, like as what Brian said, he wanted to watch a West Side Story musical, but like this movie kind of portrayed gangsters as more of like a neutral slash, okay, they're not all bad guys, they're just trying to, they have their own community, they want to, you know, do their own thing. And I only got that after the third watch of this movie. So yeah, so that was part of my notes. I just realized, like, okay, once I got past that and understood, like, okay, the audience, what they're going for is they're trying to find a new way to like explore what, you know, the gangsters are. I just, you know, rolled with it. I didn't think of it as like a reality type of movie. It was just like, I just saw it as like another world type of like a fantasy realm type of movie. In setting in New York, so that made me enjoy it more. Now, where I got like where the excitement deflated was actually near the end of the movie for me. Like, I just thought the end was just kind of like abrupt, and like they all started packing, like they started like getting weapons, and like they're all going to get ready for this grand finale battle, and it never happened. and like the Gramercy riffs just came along on the fucking beach and like said, "Oh, we realize you guys were in the wrong, and this is the guy that we're looking for." And then in comes the Joe Walsh Eagles song. Like, I was just kind of like, I wish it ended better than that. And but it didn't. Overall, it didn't like make me feel like this movie sucked. I love the movie actually. I mean, to put it straight, overall, I enjoyed it. I didn't come in with any expectations that it's going to be like a masterpiece, but at the same time, I didn't think it was going to be a shit movie. I thought it exceeded my expectations, and I enjoyed it. This was one of the few movies for the five bagger where I actually enjoyed. After the third watch, I enjoyed it. The third, fourth, and fifth watch, I enjoyed them much more compared to the first. What else? Oh yeah, you guys didn't mention this, but so the guy who killed the gang leader, Cyrus, Luther. So you know how he was calling on the phone booth? Did you guys ever question like who was he talking to?
Oh yeah. Oh man.
I totally forgot about that until right now. But yeah,
like
I remember that now.
He did it 3 times. Like one was at the bodega, one I don't remember, and then one at the gas station. And like, did you guys ever like question like what? Who was calling?
Did you know who? Or do you think you know?
No, I have a theory, but I'm just curious. Like, if you guys picked it up, like
I had forgotten about that until until you just said it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I don't even think it's even in my notes.
No, it's not mine. I remember it now that you mention it, but
hint. Yeah. My first theory is like it was like the quote unquote godfather of his gang that ordered the hit on Cyrus.
Yeah.
But it could be anybody. I don't know. It could be like nobody actually. Like he was a weird dude. He was a totally messed up weird dude.
Because I guess you only ever hear his side of the conversation, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't hear who he's talking to. Yeah, maybe he's talking to the DJ.
I was just wondering if you guys thought that odd.
No, yeah, I did when I was watching it. I don't know why I didn't make a note of it, but yeah, you're right. I forgot until you just said it. But yeah, I did. I did think like, who is he talking to? Who is this?
And they never talk about it after that. Like after the 3 times he was on the phone.
Uh-huh.
And then like they just finished the film and you're like, okay, sure. It's like left open.
Well, I mean, also it's kind of weird. Like the Warriors never talk about their leader, whatever his name was.
Cleon,
right? They basically never talk about it the entire movie.
Yeah, they bring him up once, I think.
Do they?
Yeah.
Like he's in the beginning, and then
like when it might be when they first get on the train, and they talk about which one is going to be the leader.
Oh,
to replace him.
Those 2 guys are trying to.
Yeah, I think that's literally like the only time he's brought up.
Yeah, but that's it. Like he was apparently their leader, and now he's gone. Like
I just really wished he was still alive because I thought he would be such a badass character to lead the group.
I thought the whole
back
time
home.
he was going to show up sometime. I was like, he's got to come up. Is he going to come up in this scene? No, still not coming. He's going to show up now? No, still not. Like I thought he was going to come up sometime, and but no.
But yeah, like what else? I just wanted to say like the final thing. I was kind of disappointed with the ending, even though it didn't take away that I really enjoyed watching it. And part of it is just a lot of just nostalgia, I guess. But I just felt like if they redid this film with an all-black Warriors gang, I think it would have been badass. Like if they did it now, 2020, minus like the bad dialogue, minus the hateful language, or I don't know, I just felt like if it was remade now, I wonder. I just thought about like who would do a good job remaking this film. That's yeah.
I was gonna make a joke about Scarlett Johansson playing an Asian
Mercy.
person,
Oh,
but I'm not gonna.
Gosh. we never.
No, I think that would be cool. I
I-
mean, you look at a movie like not Wakanda, what's it called, Black Panther, and there is definitely a place in the movie industry for something like that. I mean, in this case, the Warriors in the book, which is whatever the Dominators, it's black and Hispanic. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think you could definitely see a more. I mean, the movie is incredibly diverse. There are so many
Yeah.
African Americans, so many Hispanic, and so many Asian Americans potentially. They don't ever have any speaking roles,
They never
so
have
you-
any speaking roles, but
so it's hard to tell exactly.
there's a
But
token Asian.
yeah, but you know what I mean. Like it's an incredibly diverse. I mean, even in the main Warriors, there are several African Americans and maybe Latin K. It's hard to tell,
Mixed.
but probably white.
I would say mixed. Yeah.
But I definitely could see a movie like this being made with a black and Hispanic warriors gang, and I think it would be very interesting.
If they did remake this, I
Mhm.
would want. So like one of the things I noticed about this movie is there's a real lack of guns,
Mhm.
yes.
right?
There's the one gun in there,
There's the gun
one
at the
gun at the
beginning,
beginning,
like when he kills him.
Yeah.
which
And
is the
then
same gun at the end.
Sure. And then the Lizzos, don't they shoot?
Oh, that's right.
Lizzie's.
Lizzie's.
Yeah. They had
Lizzie's.
Lizzos.
Yeah, like the
I love their
like
names.
I think that's it. Like those are the
I
only
love it.
two times that guns show up in the entire movie. So
Yeah.
I would want them to keep that, like, because you could totally see them adding guns and just everything is a fucking shootout. The entire like that just gets
Yeah.
so boring. I would want like maybe not exactly like the guy that directed The Raid, but like something more along those like a martial arts movie. Like if it went way that way.
Like 300 in New York. Like 300 in New York. Like
Sure, yeah,
in
just like I would want them to keep
Blade
guns
and
out because like I
Yeah,
actually enjoyed like there was very few gunfights in this.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know if I want this to be like a kung fu movie, but
No,
yeah,
I-
no
it doesn't have-
guns.
I
want to.
I just mean more that direction than guns.
Sorry, I have not seen The Raid. Is that not like a martial arts heavy movie?
Is
No, it's
extreme,
not.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
it's not martial arts, but it's there's
not?
a lot of violence. Not a lot of martial arts, but there are some.
What?
But
Okay, hold on.
The
Let's
Raid,
let
right?
let's let
Hold on.
Mike answer this one. I feel
Oh,
like.
sorry.
Wait,
wait,
Have you seen The Raid, Mel?
yeah. Do you know what the raid is?
you're talking about the is it the Indonesian or the Thailand film?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Indonesian, right?
Yeah, where he's
Yeah.
fighting,
And
going up the.
they're
Don't
storming
think
up the.
that
the
is a
building,
martial
yeah.
art.
No. I'm saying it's not. I'm saying it's
Okay,
not.
sorry. Kung
Yes, I know,
fu
that's
was
what
not
I'm
the right
saying.
word.
You are saying it is not a martial arts movie.
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay, it's not kung fu. It's I don't remember the name of the discipline. I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't want that. I don't want these guys in Harlem and Brooklyn doing any sort of martial arts. I want to see them like brawling and fighting and like,
Brawling.
Sure.
okay.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
I think that would be cool. Sure.
Yes,
No,
that-
yeah, but
that's-
you're
that's
totally
what I-
right. Get the guns out of it. I'm fine with that. No problem.
Like I don't want to see a bunch of gunfights if they remade this movie.
Sure.
I want to
Or
see.
like
I agree
Hands
with that.
the Scorsese's Gangs of New York, but like in modern New York.
Have you seen that movie, Mike?
Gangs
Have
of
you
New
seen
York.
Gangs of New
I
York?
did. It's been a very long time. I barely remember it.
Yeah, I saw. I was not a big fan of it.
I don't. I don't remember
Okay.
it really.
Okay.
But I have seen it.
All right. Okay.
What's
yes,
a good?
I get
Okay,
that.
here's the question. Here's the next
Hand-to-hand
question.
combat versus guns is what I want.
What's a modern-ish movie besides
Yeah.
Fight Club that features a lot of fist fighting?
Ip Man, but that's like a historical fiction. Ip
Did you
Man,
say Hitman?
the guy, Ip Man, the
Ip.
movie about Bruce Lee's teacher, Ip Man, IP Man. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's like a historical fiction, so I don't. I guess it's not
Yeah.
modern.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Maybe something with The Rock. He doesn't seem like he would do kung fu.
With the Rock.
No, I'm not saying he should be in the movie. I'm just trying to think of movies that would have a lot of maybe what's it called, Fast and the Furious movie. Some.
Yeah, I was just thinking like.
Yeah.
To be honest, Biggs, like a lot of those what you're talking about are like these movies that like are trying to adapt MMA fighting into their stories, you know.
Well, actually, it's probably all of those Marvel movies, right? They don't really use guns that much. Well, no, I guess they do.
But I mean, think about like, okay, in this movie we saw the best fight is I would say the one in the bathroom.
Yes, against the. By the way, can we address this? That gang is called the Punks.
Yes.
And it's freaking annoying me because the leader is on roller skates and they're all
wearing overalls and
they're freaking running around. Like they should be hanging out like stacking hay in Oklahoma, not in fucking.
And also, he's wearing roller skates, which gives him an extra 4, maybe 5 inches. And he's still like 5 inches shorter than anybody else in his gang.
Yeah, like there's a very clear reason they put him on roller skates.
I don't get where this reference is coming, but I don't know why they were labeled the Punks.
I don't know.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
My favorite gang name is not in the movie, but it's on the list, maybe from the book or from something else. Meat Packers. I like that one.
I wonder what their uniform is.
Don't know. We don't get to see him in the movie, unfortunately. But I bet it's green and gold.
Green. Okay.
Who knows? They may have been in that opening.
Yeah, sure.
All of like the tons and tons of gangs.
Tons of gangs, yeah.
There's some good gangs. All right, I think I'm done discussing this movie, though.
Yeah, I think we've.
Oh,
unless there's anything else, Mel.
Did you ever say, Mike, what you thought about this movie? Like if it was good or not?
Oh, I guess I didn't. I feel like I definitely I'm more on Brian's end of like. As I was watching it, I was just like I feel like I very much felt like you. I was like, this is not good. Like this is pretty cheesy, campy. Like this is all really dumb. But then there would be like a couple scenes where I'm like, that was a pretty cool scene. That was pretty good.
That song ripped.
Like by the end, I was like, I get it. Like I get like when I got to the end of Rocky Horror Picture Show, I was like, I don't get it. I don't know why this is a cult classic. I don't know why people want to watch this movie. I hated it. This one, I was like, yeah, I get it. This to me felt like I see why this is a cult classic. It's cheesy.
Wait, did you guys?
But it's
did
fun.
You guys knew that it was a cult classic beforehand?
Oh yeah, I knew.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Because I didn't. I only knew this movie in reference to my like hardcore music friends. That's it.
Really? Yeah. No, I knew this was like a thing with like cult classic type movie. Yeah. But yeah, so like this one to me felt like, yes, okay, I get it. It's, I guess, more than the sum of its parts. Like scene by scene, they're all pretty bad, but all put together, it's like, yeah, that was cool. That was actually kind of cool.
Especially the acting.
Yes, the acting's bad. The music is cheesy but good at times. But like, yeah, like I think I liked it more than I think you did, Brian. Like I think I'm somewhere in the middle. I hate to say that, but yeah, it's somewhere. I think I'm more on the I liked it than disliked it. But like, really, like if you like, it would be like if you asked me every 5 minutes how you feel about this movie, like no,
it sucks.
Yeah, maybe. Definitely no. This is a piece of shit. Oh no, that was pretty good. Like,
see, I
really like up and down.
So, I never had that. I thought the movie sucked the entire way through until I finished watching it, and I was like, that wasn't that bad.
Oh no. For me, it was like always like just up and down. I was like, God, this is so fucking dumb and cheesy. And I was like, that was pretty cool.
Mhm.
Like, so yeah, like to me, I ended up, I think I like it, but just barely.
Mhm.
Like it's
I
really, it was
want to.
really up and down for me.
The last thing I want to add is something that Brian mentioned was the homoerotic thing about it, because I think it was intentional. Like,
You think?
you got a gang member, the gang called the Lizzies, and there was a lot of tone, underneath all this whole hullabaloo of like gangs, in New York. I
Mhm.
wonder if that's what the direction that the director was trying to aim at, without like making it not a commercial success, or I guess not having the approval from the producers in Hollywood to have this film
I
made.
feel
I'm
like more than anything, it was just a product of the disco era.
sure,
Yeah.
sure, sure. I mean, it's a like, we got to think about it. It's a '70s film. Like, it's like,
Mm.
I wonder. We go in, if we lived in the '70s without knowing anything
I did live in the
from
70s, Mel.
So did I.
what year
Barely.
were you born, guys?
It's 1979.
78.
Okay, yeah, you live in the '70s. You really live in the '70s.
Hey, you didn't know me in the 70s.
You didn't know me.
You
I
guys know
remember
a
when Mount
lot
St.
about
Helens
the
erupted in
70s.
1980.
You guys know a lot about the '70s.
Oh yeah, those 2 months, man. I did a lot. I saw a lot.
You saw a lot of things, huh?
Mhm.
Oh man.
I rolled over, started walking.
Yeah, you might. I was not quite there yet.
I definitely.
Oh man.
I had about. I think I was 10 months old, so it wouldn't have been until 1980, unfortunately.
The weird. So I read afterwards. The last weird thing I read was that the opening premiere night in Los Angeles, like,
Oh
some
yeah,
people died.
yeah.
What?
There's
Some
apparently some crazy
some
shit that happened while this movie was in
This is
theaters.
crazy. Yeah, there was like, I think, and it was like gang related too, actually.
I,
Oh yeah, it was
as
especially on the
usual,
West Coast. Yeah,
I didn't look shit up. So what happened?
yeah. There
During the
was like,
premiere of this movie, like in
well,
LA, like,
not even just the premiere. It seemed. I think it was more than one instance.
oh
But during
really?
the you might be citing a specific incident, but I think there were a string of incidents related to this movie being shown in
People
theaters.
getting killed, like in the
Oh
theater,
yeah.
or
Well, no,
No, I think
outside?
afterwards,
outside
or
afterward, or
on
yeah, or
on the
something like that.
way. It was, yeah.
Wow.
But they were gang related. Like, gangs were
Uh-huh.
wanting to go watch this film. That's crazy.
Uh-huh.
Jesus. Wow.
I think that was pretty interesting to learn about. But yeah.
Huh. I did
Yeah.
not-
Anyways, yeah, that's it for me.
All right. So next thing up is we rank it. Yeah.
Is that next?
Is it a rank or the drinks? I'm not sure. Don't we do drinks? Or do we do the rank first?
I thought we
Doesn't really
ranked
matter.
first, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got both of them ready.
I don't have either one.
How do we do?
Idea earlier.
Which
I wish I
do
had
you guys want to
something,
do either one first? I don't care.
Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna think. I think I know where it goes rank wise. Wait, what?
Oh, Bell's gone.
Oh
wait.
wait, hold on. I'm checking the what do you
Oh.
call that? The chart.
You're still here?
I'm still here, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
I'm
I
gonna
was
leave.
just-
Be right back.
Is there a way, Beegs, to share the chart or whatever?
Oh.
Of the rankings? Like on the chat box, or
No, because it will fuck up the whole
the entire thing?
stream.
Okay, hold on. Let me look at our group page, and then I'm gonna check if the file is still there that you shared out in our group. Where is it? Because I remember you shared it out once a couple months back.
Yeah, I just dropped the link in the conversation again.
You did? Okay.
So I've got my drink. I don't know where. I think it goes on the list, though.
Okay. Just
Do you? I mean, can you see it, or did you check it?
yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'm thinking.
Okay.
I keep looking like I could put it above that. I could put it below that. I could put it like,
We always do this.
just like always up and down. Like normally I have a pretty good feeling. This one I don't.
Oh God, it's just so this list, man.
I know. I kind of know where I think it goes.
Mm-hmm. I know where it goes, but I also don't feel strong about it.
I don't. That's part of the problem with me being kind of in the middle on this one. I don't feel super strong about where it goes, but see, like I'm not gonna put up a huge fight of like, oh no, you're way off. Well, unless you put it number one, it's not. It's not. I'll tell you that right now.
It is not better than the Karate Kid. I agree.
Who said it was?
No one did.
Nobody.
Hopefully, no one does.
There's probably someone out there. There's probably multiple people out there that say this movie's better than The Karate Kid. They're wrong, but they are out there.
Right now, my criteria is like, would I want to watch it again?
After watching it 5 times.
Yeah, that's for me, man.
Sure. I would say I would watch it again.
That is our second.
I wouldn't go seek it out, but if it was on, I would watch. It's in that range for me. I'm not gonna go. Oh God, I need to go. I need to watch The Warriors. That's not.
No.
But
although if someone was going to do a remake of The Warriors, man, I'm on top of that. I definitely want to go.
Sure.
Here's where I am. If I saw that this was on, I'd be like, oh shit, this is that movie I watched for the thing we do sometimes. And then I would change the channel.
I was thinking, like, if I was on an airplane and I saw, like, oh, Warriors, one of the choices. Sure. After I watch these other movies, maybe I'll check it out.
like, I didn't see Zootopia. Okay, I'll watch Zootopia
Yeah,
first.
I gotta watch these other couple movies.
I have seen Zootopia, but I would I would watch a couple of scenes from Zootopia before I watch this movie.
Okay.
Okay,
But-
I know where I think it goes.
Above or below Zootopia, Mike?
That's hard because I don't think I've seen Zootopia. Which one's Zootopia?
It's the one with the really funny scene with the sloth who works as a clerk at the police office or something. And he
It's like
speaks.
an animal. It's an animal.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. That's not the one where the giraffe and the zebra.
Nope.
What's that one?
Giraffe and a zebra.
I've seen that one a bunch of times.
I've seen all of those. Like, there's multiple movies.
Yeah, there's a giraffe, a zebra, a hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus played by Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah, and
The giraffe is someone. One of them is Ross from Friends. I don't remember which one he is. Zebra.
The zebra.
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker.
Oh.
No.
No! Whoa! Chris Rock, sorry. I think
God.
maybe one of them is Ross. I think he might be the zebra.
No, the zebra is Chris Rock for sure.
Sorry, giraffe. I meant to say giraffe.
But
Yes,
isn't there one? There's one more animal, isn't there?
there's a
Aren't there
lion.
four? A lion. Yes, that's right. There's a lion, and the lion is what's his
Wait,
name?
Ross from Friends is not the giraffe, is he?
I don't know.
What movie are you guys talking about?
I don't know. I don't know
That's
the name.
that's
I've
the
seen it
question, Mel.
probably like 20 times. I have no idea.
It's
Zootopia?
they
Is it a
escape.
Disney movie?
I thought it was
No, it's not.
Zootopia
It's not a
No.
Disney movie. They escape from a zoo in New York,
in New York. Yeah.
and it's Madagascar
Oh yes, that's what it's called. Yes, Madagascar.
because they get sent to Madagascar.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, never saw that.
Ben Stiller. That's the
Ben
line.
Stiller, I
Line
think, is the
is
line.
Ben
You're right. Yeah. Got it. We nailed it. I want to move it is the catchy song at the end that the Wow Kitsunezaru sing, the ring-tailed lemurs,
Lemurs,
and
yeah.
yeah,
So you got your spot, Mel? We're
we're waiting on you, bud.
we're,
I'm just waiting for you guys to finish.
Oh, you're
I don't
okay.
know
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
you guys
I
ready?
got my spot.
I got something ready. Yeah.
Well,
I'm-
that seems dangerous.
Wait, do you have a number ready?
I got a number ready.
Okay, we're all gonna say it in the count of 3. Mel, you get to count us off since you're distant.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. 11.
18. Wow. 11?
Yep.
11. Wow.
13 and 18. Wow, what a spread, huh?
I was going 13 or 14 is where my mind was.
Huh.
I'm like, is this better than Brazil? And I'm like, yeah, it is. Is this better than Invasion Body Snatchers? For me, yeah, it is. But it's not better than Miller's Crossing.
Huh.
I agree. It's not meta. Yes, I agree with that.
I was like, is this
Like I
better
said,
than A
I
Shot
don't
in the
feel
Dark?
super
And I was like,
strong.
nah. That's where I landed.
What?
And
Is this better than A Shot in the Dark? And I said, nah. And that's where I landed.
That's why this fucking ranking, man. It's
Ouch! And you didn't even really like A Shot in the Dark. I don't think, did you?
No.
I remember Biggs didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I made it clear or not my feelings on this particular movie.
I know.
I did not like it the entire time I was watching it. When I was done, I thought it was better than all the moments that led up to it being finished. But I still don't know if I would say okay. Oh man. Yeah. How about 15?
How about 15? Hold on. Let me go back to the chart again.
I can try and make an argument for Invasion of the Body Snatchers and Brazil if you want me to.
I
watched both of
enjoyed
those
it
5
much
times.
better. I watched Brazil and I enjoyed it much better than Brazil. I remember that. I cannot say it was better than or it was worse than Brazil.
Really? You guys both feel strongly. What are you standing up to look at?
He's just giving us a little shot of the pack. Don't worry about it.
Little mineral plug, huh? Not a sponsor.
Little minimum probably. Yeah. There's something wrong with my phone. Sorry, guys. Hold on. All right.
Okay, hold on. Let's run this down. We all know
Yeah.
you guys hate Kimi no Na wa, whatever. You guys both think this movie is better than Stagecoach.
I do, yeah. Well, so that's right where I was at. Maltese Falcon Stagecoach. Like right in there is where I
Well,
was.
right in
running.
there, but you said 13,
I did.
which
And
would
I
put
said
it ahead
11.
of both of those.
Mhm.
So you both think this movie is better than Stagecoach.
Yes, I do actually.
I do. I would prefer to watch Warriors before I watch Stagecoach again.
Okay, I can agree with that.
But remember, I went into our Stagecoach episode disliking it and came out of it like, okay, maybe it was better than I thought.
Okay.
So to me, I think Stagecoach is probably too high from when I went into that episode. I would have put it. I started out with Stagecoach probably around 18, like you said, somewhere around there.
Oh,
But
you mean the Warriors zone?
as we talked about it, I was like, actually, it's actually a better movie than I thought. So I came around on it. So, yeah.
All right, Maltese Falcon, sure, whatever. Brazil, you think it's better than Brazil, Mike? Do you think? You put it at a lower number, but do you think it's better than Brazil?
Me?
Mike.
Me? No.
All right,
No,
so
I
here's
think
the battle.
Brazil is a better made movie. To me.
I agree with that. I would
Even
definitely
though
put it below Brazil.
I think Brazil is way too long.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
And like parts of it are nonsensical on purpose, but I don't think it really works all the way.
Brazil's deep, that's for sure. Brazil's deep.
But yeah, like I think Brazil is a better. I think and Invasion of the Body Snatchers the same. I think they're both better made movies.
Oh yeah. Here's my thing about this movie.
Thing to say because Maltese Falcon is also a pretty well made movie. I just didn't like.
Yeah, no, I was fairly disappointed in it myself.
I think Maltese Falcon suffers from I had high expectations and it did not meet them.
Mm-hmm. So here's what I think. I think Brazil is better personally. I think Maltese Falcon is probably better. I could see it around 13, 14, sure. But here's my thing about the Warriors is I really liked how this movie looked beat to beat, like frame to frame. Loved it. I thought it was beautiful. Almost every shot, like even you take the shot on the beach with the Riffs and the Warriors and the Rogues, right? And when the Riffs guy, the main leader, I don't know if we ever learned his name, but you could see the reflection of the Warriors guy in his sunglasses. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Like I would print out a picture, like a framed picture of almost every shot in this movie. But
the director did a really good job. Yeah.
Fantastic cinematographer, director, whoever chose those shots. I think a lot of them are amazing. The music at times is bumping. Love it. Some of it, not all of it.
Opening credits are great.
Opening credits are great. I loved the visual stuff of this. But my biggest complaint, if I had one big complaint about this movie, is the story premise is amazing. A group has been wrongfully accused. Whatever you can take or leave that part. But the basic premise is they have to get through a gauntlet to home safety, and this is an amazing premise, which the movie almost completely didn't deliver on. Yep. With the dialogue, with the choice of gangs that they came up against, like if there were
the encounters with the gangs could have been so much more interesting.
So much more interesting, and then
this is Biggs. I sorry to interject. I just want to say
no, you should.
Where I totally agree with you. Like this is where I felt flat with the movie. Like they could have done so much better with the action of or the confrontations with each level of the gauntlet, right? And you're right. They fell flat for that. But I think how do I say this? I think they could have done more if it wasn't for Hollywood.
Sure. I think that's what you mean.
That's my presumption. Yeah. If Hollywood wasn't in the way and they just said, fuck you guys investing in us, and we wanted to do it like an all black gang pushing on through, I think it would have been a fucking badass film.
Yeah,
but it's not.
Yeah. I don't know if this being an all black gang or a black and Hispanic gang would have made it better. I think it would have made it more true to the original source material. It might have made it better, sure, but I don't know. I don't know how much was
Who know-
taken
we don't-
away
we don't know. We
story-wise.
really don't know,
Sure. Like and also I'm like I said, I'm trying to not take the book into account here. But like the book is what's in the book and what they made is
Yeah.
from what I read. Like I said, I didn't finish it, but and I'm not going to. But
I have no.
I think they did a
problem if you
pretty
guys
good-
wanted to put it. If you guys want to put it on 14, I have no problem with that because I think it's better.
That's exactly where I just landed myself.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, this is
have
where I
no
was.
problem.
13-14 was where I was.
Wait. 13, 14? I think 14.
Yeah,
I would say
14's fine.
14.
Like I said, I'm not gonna fight strong. I'm middle of the road of this movie. So
Because I really enjoyed the Maltese Falcon, the time that I saw it, outside of this thing, the
Sure.
Five Dagger thing. So
All right, I think we go
I-
14. I'm good with that.
I think if I had never heard of the Maltese Falcon and someone just said, "Hey, watch this movie," I probably would have
Yeah.
liked it more than if I had heard for decades about how great
this
and
movie is.
amazing and
And like
it is.
I
unbelievable
can't-
the Maltese
I
Falcon
came into it also. I loved Humphrey Bogart as well, coming
Yeah.
into this.
Yeah.
So like my
He's a badass,
expectations,
yeah.
my expectations
like-
were so high, and like it was
Yeah.
just so flat.
It's so just okay.
Like I will go to bat. I will step up and make a case for Casablanca any day of the week. That
Hell yeah,
movie
man.
is fantastic.
Me too.
The Maltese
Oh, yeah.
Falcon was blah. But I still think it's better than this movie, than The Warriors.
No, I have no problem. I have no problem putting it under Maltese Falcon.
All right, there we go. I'm gonna read off the list. Ready? Number 1, Karate Kid. Number 2, Nosferatu. Number 3, The Usual Suspects. 4, In Bruges. 5, The Princess Bride, which no one has any argument against. Number 6, The Raging Bull. Number 7, Sleeper. 8, RoboCop. 9, Gone Girl. Wow, that's high up, huh? 10, Miller's Crossing.
Yo.
11, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. 12, 12 is Brazil. 13, Maltese Falcon. Number 14, new entry, The Warriors. Congratulations. Top 15. Hey, way to go. Of all time. Number 15, Stagecoach, Kimi no Naiwa at 16. I'm not done yet, Mel. Friday Night Lights at 17. 18 is The Shot in the Dark. 19, Shaolin Soccer. 20, Under Siege. 21, The Producers. 22, Where Dreams Go to Die. And those are the only 22 movies we've ever seen.
Can I say something, Biggs?
The floor is yours.
I want to ask you guys, looking at the top 5 right now, all of you feel confident that it's like fixed, the top 5 films right now?
Well, until we watch another movie that's better.
Better, yeah. Because I'm looking at it right now, and I'm just like, that's a pretty solid top 5
I
for
think,
me.
I think I've made my
Like-
feelings clear about one of the movies in the top 5.
Mike really hates The Usual Suspects. It's weird. I mean, I can understand in hindsight. You know.
I understand.
New
understandable, Mike.
New information has come to light. Might want to bump it down.
Totally understandable. But what are you, Biggs? Like, how do you feel about the top 5?
Yeah, pretty good.
Like, I mean, there are other movies that are not on this list that I may slot in
Yeah.
there, but from the movies we've seen, sure, except number 5. I feel pretty good
It's weird.
about top 5. 4. The top 4 are pretty good.
Mhm. All 5 of them good, like you said.
Yeah, just like if that number 8 was just a little bit higher, it might be a good top 5.
I've
Okay.
thought more on this list. The movie I've thought more about since we watched it and reviewed it than any other movie is number 7.
Number 7. What is that?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. But like the more I see it on this list, the more I think I liked it more. I like it more as I've had time away from it.
Huh.
It's a good movie. It's Problematic director, good movie.
Yeah.
I joined you guys after number 7, so I never watched it.
Really?
You didn't wait. No,
Wait, what?
You watched Sleeper with us, didn't you?
Did I watch Sleeper?
You
I swear
only.
you did.
Yeah.
You joined
Sleeper,
like after
Sleeper's
like
a Woody,
2 episodes.
Woody Allen, right? Is that the Woody
Yeah.
Allen film?
Yeah, for sure.
Fuck
Because
this one.
no,
Yeah,
you
no,
you
we
joined
watched-
us for The Princess Bride, right? That was the first one.
Yes, it was the first.
Yeah,
one.
So yeah, you were definitely
God,
here.
Oh man, I totally forgot about that movie. Then, my bad.
So Mel has not spent a lot of time thinking about it.
Uh-huh.
My bad.
I've spent a lot of time thinking about how RoboCop is robbed at number 8.
Wow.
That's not true. I only think about it every time I see this list and say, why is it down there?
Mike, did you see the
What?
remake? I don't know if we ever had talked about it, but did you
Yes,
guys see the
we
remake?
talked
of
about this. I saw the
Oh,
remake before I saw the original.
Oh gosh, that's awful.
I know.
Uh,
That's awful.
That might be why I like it. Why I think it needs to be higher. Because I saw that terrible remake, and then I
Oh,
saw
God.
the original. I was like, oh, this is way better.
Let's do drinks, guys. right?
drinks, I'm ready. Locked and
All right,
loaded.
I'm ready.
Yeah. I guess I can go first. I
Yeah,
don't
go.
know.
Yes, go.
Wait. Do we have a? Oh wait, we don't have a chart for drinks, right?
No,
Yeah,
Mike's got it.
No, it's on the thing. Click sheet 2.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh snap.
I did not know.
Yeah, go ahead. Look, I fucking spent way too long.
Oh
typing
yeah.
out Rogers.
Oh
I did
Jesus
not know
Christ.
Yeah,
I
remember when he
did
took
not-
forever to explain his drink? I typed out the entire thing. It took me multiple hours.
Wow, good on you, Mike. This is awesome. This is pretty fucking awesome, actually.
Yeah, it took me quite a while. I had to listen to Brian and Rogers go back and forth about some real dumb shit for quite a while so I could get everything they said.
Awesome. Okay.
New York
Um,
seltzer and a shot of Everclear. Huh.
I saw that too. Oh,
I think someone else-
Inverted cake stand of a pina colada? I said that?
these are all things that we said. Yes.
Wow. All right.
that's awesome. Oh gosh, this is good. This is
You need
good.
to work on your formatting because you're about to get fucked by this next thing. It's going to be like 20 rows down.
No. I think I got it. I think we'll be okay.
All right.
We'll see.
It's going to be 20 rows
Oh
down.
gosh. Wow.
I'm ready.
I-
Whenever.
I am actually repeating someone else's drink, but whatever. I don't care.
Uh-huh.
I'm let me see. Oh, I'm on the spot. I'm first, I guess.
I
Sure.
can go. I have my drink. I
I'm
can go.
ready as well.
Yeah,
I
go
don't
ahead.
care.
Go ahead, Mike. Mike, go ahead. Yeah.
Mine is because this. I don't know. I couldn't think of like just real. I don't know, not gang, but like just real salt of the earth type beer. Because
Yeah.
I felt like this movie was beer for sure,
Uh-huh.
but it
Yeah.
couldn't be like. It's definitely not craft beer.
No, it's not.
It's not even a Coors or a Bud. So I know Brian used it before, but I'm going Mickey's Grenade on this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
It just feels like this movie is a Mickey's Grenade for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if there was like a local like New York beer, like the I don't know what's the
Brooklyn Lager.
the
Brooklyn Lager?
Yingling in
Yingling is Pennsylvania,
It's,
man.
It's Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah, it's
but the
Pennsylvania.
New York version of Yingling, like if I knew what that was, I would pick that. But I don't know, so I'm picking Mickey's.
Okay.
Because whatever the cheap shit beer was, that's what this movie feels like.
That's
Not-
what it was.
Not
Okay.
not a not saying the movie is shit, but this movie feels
That-
like everyone in it would be drinking cheap, crappy beer.
Happy
that's
I
what
mean
it's
that
like.
you basically that's kind of near what my drink is.
Yeah.
Except it's I don't know if you guys played this in college, but we played it in our college. We called it Edward 40
40 hands.
Yeah.
And but the 40 hand, it was a specific oldie 40s. Nothing else, just oldies. I don't know if you guys ever had old English 40
No.
ounces.
I do.
What?
It's very
I
very common. In
I
my
have
area.
drank so many 40s of OE. You have no idea.
Oh really?
I,
Okay.
I can guarantee you the person I've had the most oldie with is on this
Is it
call.
Beegs?
I have drank a lot of.
By
Beegs,
far.
Beegs, you understand.
Oh
You
yeah,
understand.
I
So
love
basically, but like,
OE 40s, man.
oh my gosh, Beegs, you know this very well then. So
Oh,
yeah, just my drink of choice is going to be duct tape 2 oldie 40s in your hands.
All right.
And
I like it.
However, to only open the bottles, you can't, like, you don't have a bottle opener. You guys just got to crack those things open and just kind of risk it with your tongue and your lips.
That's
just
crazy.
Crack. That's gangsta. That's what it is.
That is gangsta.
Like, so yeah. Broken bottles of oldie 40s duct taped to your hands. That's my drink.
Ah, that seems dangerous. All right, I'm
Write
ready.
that down.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Are you
Okay.
ready?
Yeah.
Mine is not as dangerous as yours is. Mine is a bottle of RC Cola.
Do you have a scoop of vanilla ice cream on top of that, or no?
Oh hell, in a bottle? You crazy?
I don't know.
No, just a straight up RC Cola. That's what
Does
this movie
RC
is.
Cola come in a bottle?
I thought it was only canned.
I
but
think-
I've
Yeah,
never had it in a
exactly.
bottle.
I think you could have found an RC Cola bottle.
Oh boy.
I think.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just.
for
I
sure.
only remember cans.
Yeah, well, I mean, during the 80s and 90s, we didn't have a lot of bottles of pop around. But you could definitely get
Right.
plastic 2 liters or 1 liters and shit like that, too.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can.
But yeah, it came in bottles like from way back.
That's awesome.
Now,
That's awesome.
non-alcoholic.
Colas.
RC
Bees, when
Colas.
was the last time you had a RC Cola, man?
I'm going to guess it was 1986. It's
Do
been
you
a
actually
while.
Remember?
Yeah, I'm gonna guess this. Yeah, somewhere in the '80s, maybe or late '90s.
Hmm. Yeah, I might have come across one in the 90s and been like, shit, RC Cola. But like actually when it was near hand, it was like accessible, it was probably in the mid 80s.
Oh man,
That'd be my guess.
that's funny.
All right, Warriors
guys.
done and dusted. What, you got something? What's
Done
up?
and dusted. I got
Mineral? Another
yeah.
mineral plug?
No. Just I'll be out for a bit. Hold on.
How long are we talking? Mike's got to pick his movie.
Give me a couple minutes.
All right,
Minutes. Hold on.
couple
hold on,
minutes.
Hold on. Yep.
Oh, we got the double box. Mike's got the double box now.
Double box.
On the screen.
Are
If
we
you-
gonna get? Are
If
we
you
gonna get there?
move slightly to your right, your head will be split in half. There you go.
I guess.
Yep. Well, okay, now your head. Okay, no, now you fucked it up. What's up? Are we gonna get what?
Are we gonna get the quad box or the octabox this year? Are we gonna get some football? You think?
Yes, I think they've said that like training camp's gonna start on time.
I know they've said a lot of things.
Well, apparently, nothing matters and just do anything all the time in America. But I do think that the football season has set itself up for a potentially complete season because of its traditional start and stop time. But yeah, I don't know. Hey, he's back.
Hey, you're back.
I am back. That was like a minute.
All right.
Barely a minute.
For Dude McSilly's movie, I want to ask a question. First question. Ready?
Yep.
Tell me the length of the movie. Because I know what movie you should choose. You should choose this movie. I don't know if you did.
I really hope it's like an hour, 2 hours and some change.
No,
Like,
here's what I hope the answer is. I hope it's 1 hour and 59 minutes.
You're wrong. It's 1 hour and 35 minutes.
All right, you've picked the wrong movie.
It's longer than the Warriors and Stagecoach.
Barely.
Wait, what did you say? 1 hour and what?
1 hour and 35 minutes.
No, Stagecoach was 1 hour and 36 minutes.
Oh shit!
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm. So suck it.
That's so funny.
All right. Well, you've obviously picked the wrong movie.
Were you trying to get me to pick like Kid and Play House Party? Is that...
No. Okay, I'll give you a hint.
I assume it's something Warriors, something to go on with Warriors.
Nope. This has everything to do with. You haven't told Mel this story, but one of your commutes to work.
Oh yeah.
Now I need to know the story now.
I can tell this. So the first day, we're going to take a quick tangent here. The first day of work, June 1st.
Yeah.
I was riding my bike to work.
Yeah.
It's like an hour to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, 5-10 minutes from my house. The street that I go on often. Like there's a grocery store that I go to sometimes across the street. And I hear some, like, I'm listening to a podcast. I hear some crows squawking, whatever. Just riding. Yeah. And then as I'm riding by, like there's a bus station to my left, and there's not too many people on the street. And then this crow just like flies like right over my head. Like I can feel like the feathers like right on the top of my head, and like comes like right down like into my sight. I'm like, what the fuck? And then wham! It feels like someone slaps me on the back of the head. And it's a crow. And then and then I'm like freaked out, like, what the fuck is happening? And then again, like, whack, right on the back of my head, I get slapped. Again, another crow hits me on the back of the head. So now I'm just like, fuck this. I'm just tearing ass out of there as fast as I can. But yeah, so I got attacked by 2-3 crows on my way to work.
What are you carrying, man? What are you packing? Like,
well, so my wife says that my bag and the back of my head are reflective or shiny. So she thinks that they were trying to attack something shiny.
What?
At the time was what she said. But this story has an update. A couple days ago, Sachiko's like, hey, you need to watch this news story. And it's about crows in Sapporo that attack people in this park, like around the time like when they have like babies.
Okay.
And there was this woman that like a nest fell, and so she tried to put it back up into the tree, and the crows like were pissed off at her. So it's like years ago. she did this, and they still attack her when she walks through the park.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do a few years ago, Mike?
I don't know. But yeah, I got attacked by crows. So yeah, so The Birds would have been.
The Birds is the movie you should have chosen. The
Oh,
Birds.
that's a good one.
Birds 5 times. I've seen it. It's good.
Good one. That's a good
I
one.
saw it once in high
It's a
school.
slow burn though.
Sure.
Yeah.
Every
All right,
Hitchcock
so
movie.
The pace
that
is
was
slow.
my
Every
that was
Hitchcock
my
is a slow
guess.
burn. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, all right. So yeah, my movie's 135 minutes long.
Okay, I'm gonna need
For some
another
reason,
hit.
I was really hoping the Ten Commandments. For some reason, even though I didn't want to watch it.
That's definitely not the movie.
I can guarantee you, I'm never gonna pick the Ten Commandments.
It's too close to home.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I said, I think you guys can get this with minimal clues.
All right, I need a
Can you
clue.
give us genre? Can you give us like a genre and a decade?
Well,
Would that
okay, so
be-
I guess maybe
Okay.
decade, sure.
Let's get the year. Let's go with year.
Oh yeah, I can give you 1989.
Okay.
89. Fuck.
Flashdance.
No, that can't be 89. That had to have been an earlier 80s movie.
1989. Is it Footloose? Really?
No, it's not Footloose.
I'm only
God.
guessing
Again,
movies
I
that start
think
with F.
Footloose is earlier.
1989. I'm gonna go with what's that? Wind Beneath My Wings. Bette Midler. Beaches.
Oh God! You gotta.
No.
That would be one of the greatest upsets of all time if bitch big beaches.
You have to watch
is
Beaches
not- it is-
5 times.
It's not a beach.
Oh boy.
1989. Wasn't it?
I
the
will say. Hold
Hold
on.
on,
I
hold
will
on.
say
Yeah.
Mel, we're gonna need more than 1989.
you're not.
Is it fried green
It's-
tomatoes?
It is a little out of left field for me. So these are
Thelma
kind
and
of
Louise.
Good guesses.
Thelma and Louise.
Mystic Pizza.
No, but I will say all of these are kind of good guesses.
Mystic Pizza has to be way later. Is it
Mystic Pizza? Yeah, I
Pizza?
think Mystic Pizza was way later. But
Driving
was
Miss
80s.
Daisy.
Oh, Driving
No.
Daisy. No. Okay.
Yeah.
So
all
you're
of
saying
these
they're very near. Okay.
are not. I'm saying all of these are not bad guesses. I
is
feel
Barbara Streisand in it?
no. Well, I don't think so.
When Harry Met Sally.
Yes.
Whoa. Okay. Dope.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, we're gonna watch When Harry Met Sally.
Right on.
dope. You've never seen this movie, Mike?
No,
I've never seen it either.
Oh, dope. Okay.
it's gonna add
This is
a
gonna
new.
be very interesting.
we don't have any romance movies. I
Yeah.
noticed.
Romantic
So I
comedy.
was like, oh, I'll do it. I don't really like romance comedy,
Okay.
but I'll do it. I've heard this is one of the best. So
Yep. Starring
Billy Crystal, right?
Billy Crystal
Crystal.
and
Ryan.
Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan.
Mhm.
Oh,
Hottie.
apparently Carrie Fisher is in this.
Who's Carrie Fisher?
Yeah,
Is that
the
wait? Is that
comedy-
Princess Leia? Sorry, is that
Yeah.
Princess Leia?
Yeah.
Okay,
Princess Leia, yeah.
Beats.
sorry.
It's a comedy drama romance.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Wow.
we don't have romance on our list.
Nice.
Wow. Good choice, Mike. Good on you.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited. I've never seen it. 1989, right?
Yeah, 89. The only thing I know about it is that the fake orgasm, I'll have what she's having.
Hmm.
That's the only thing I know about this.
Right. Okay.
Me too.
Which
Shit, that was 1989.
fully out of
Damn, man.
context, I have no idea. Looks like Billy Crystal on this IMDb page is in a batting cage, so apparently there's some baseball in it. Maybe I don't
Bonus.
know. I doubt
Okay.
it, but
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for you, Mike, because I've seen it a few
I'm
times.
sure. I think
Many
most
times,
I've
actually.
seen actually. But you can say that about a lot of rom-coms for me.
But I will say this particular rom-com, it's probably been 20 years, and the last time I saw it was on an airplane. Speaking of airplane movies, so yeah. So yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I
about 20
figured
years
you guys
ago.
would get it in minimal clues.
Mhm.
Awesome. Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Uh,
What's next on the agenda, Biggs?
That's it.
Done.
Next
Oh,
one.
really?
We
Yeah,
did it.
yeah.
Okay.
We did it.
Okay.
We can end this stream. Yeah, look forward to that maybe in a month or two. Who knows?
So
When yeah, I guess we haven't said Roger's not here. He had to
Oh,
work.
I totally.
so
I meant to say that at the beginning.
Me
I
too.
met him earlier tonight, and he's like, "Dude, I'm looking forward to what Mike picks." And
Yeah.
and
When he wrote that, I'm looking for, I was like, oh, you have no idea what I did.
He's
I wonder if
probably like, what?
Do you know, Mel, if he watched the Warriors with us at all?
Actually, he said so. This is what exactly word by word he said tonight is he's gonna watch it by himself, and then after this stream puts out on YouTube, he's gonna watch it YouTube sometime later on next week or so. So
Sure.
I think I mean, if he does feel like watching the movies that he isn't on the episode for, when he does show up, he should just talk about them real quick. Like
he's really good at that. Yeah,
doesn't need like a half hour, but like quick like couple minutes. Like, oh hey,
right.
I watched the Warriors. You guys are fucking idiots. It should be way higher. Right? It should be lower.
Yeah, but brief breakdown. Hold on. So last episode, Rogers was on, and he was supposed to be on going forward. We had decided, but his schedule conflicts with our recording schedule, so he will be on hopefully again whenever his schedule does line up. So we look forward to that again, and we look forward to his input on any movies he has seen in the interim. But for now, it's the three of us still, with hopefully him showing up sometimes.
Yep.
I'm curious, Big. Should we like make him watch the previous Five Bagger films? Like just
No,
Yeah.
he doesn't have. He doesn't have to.
Wait. Mel, did you watch the previous Five Bagger films?
I did actually. I did because Biggs kind of made me feel guilty about it. Like now that you're in the Five Bagger, like you gotta like know what's up. And like I
I don't know
remember
what
Biggs
you're
was
talking
saying like Biggs was saying
I mean,
like,
it was only 3 movies, and you probably had already seen RoboCop, so it was Maltese Falcon.
yeah. But it was Maltese Falcon and Miller's Crossing. Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, I'm not discouraging him from watching them.
That's a big ask. That's a lot of movies.
Yeah, and also
Well,
where
Some
dreams
of
go.
them he's probably seen.
Where Dreams Go to Die is going to be a little tough to come across, but the other ones
Sure.
shouldn't be too
Yeah.
difficult. But yeah, of course, if he wants to watch them, no problem. But in any case, whenever he can record with us is the most important thing.
I have also not looked into the availability of When Harry Met Sally, but we'll figure it out.
I'm very, very, very much looking forward to the next episode, guys. This is going to be interesting.
Sure.
Yeah. That's all I got to say now.
It is
And I think I'm signing off.
Not on Netflix for us.
Crap.
I'm sure you could grab it somewhere.
Oh,
I don't
I'm
know.
sure you could grab it somewhere.
Somewhere.
I agree. All right. Yes. Thanks, Mel.
Yeah.
Next time.
Thank you. Yeah.
Again.